to All You Can Stomach. Another exciting episode with your co-hosts, Mary and Genevieve. We will be guiding you through the process of a lovely dinner this evening.
Happy Valentine's Day!
Yes, for the season of love this evening, we will be preparing a very romantic yet vogue vegetarian paella. And also
a simple pineapple, onion, and toasted walnut with spinach salad.
It's really quite elegant. We will also be having a rocket red spread with some pita triangles, toasted of course, and
chocolicious brownies. I'm not sure that's what I called them before. What I call them?
It's chow down.
Chow down
bars.
chocolate brownie bars. That's right. They're really good. There's a half a stick of margarine in the whole thing, and we have a special guest today.
Our love god himself, Mr. Ron Barker. Come on in, Ron.
For you.
Oh, yes. Man of a broken heart. Oh. All right, let's get ready to cook that first dish, and cook away we shall.
Yes.
Well, it's time for some chocolate brownies.
I'm dreaming about those chocolate brownies.
These are so simple and easy, and I made them last night, so I know they're going to work.
And Ron here loves brownies, too.
I love brownies.
He said, gasping.
Excellent. Mary, go
All
over the
right,
ingredients
so you guys
with us.
get your pen and paper out, write down the ingredients before I give you the amounts, and it'll make your day a lot easier. Or night, I guess.
Or hour, however you want to look at it.
Yeah, whenever you watch the show. Okay, I'm going to start with the wet stuff, or the liquid ingredients, or semi-liquid. Here we have some pureed silken tofu, which I whizzed in the food processor. I whizzed it. Now, this recipe takes exactly one of those aseptic boxes of tofu, those ones that come on the store shelf and not necessarily in the fridge, though some places do put it in the fridge. It's not necessarily that way. Anyway, you whiz it in the food processor till it's nice and smooth like that. And then we also have some brown sugar, some melted margarine, and some vanilla, and some delicious vinegar, plain old white vinegar, some baking soda over here, and then we have a little bit of baking powder as well, some flour, and some plain old cocoa. Now, I like to get, nicer cocoa, but you do what you can.
Mary, there's a couple things we should probably point out to our TV viewing audience, to the new viewers.
Oh, new.
One, we are doing a vegan show, so we're trying not to use any products from animals, which means no butter, which would be from a cow.
That's right.
No eggs, which would come from a chicken. So we're going pretty much dairy-free here. This is not an ovo-lacto dish, in other words.
Yeah.
Another thing, too, to point out is that we will give you the recipe with the amount of the ingredients afterwards. So
yeah, thanks, Genevieve. I should have finished that
just
thought.
trying to remind our new viewers to catch up here a little bit. And
it's a technique you should try on other cooking shows, too. It works.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they always go through those too fast. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the wet stuff in here. I'm going to throw this margarine, melted margarine. Now, those little black flecks you see, that's because I burned rice in my pan a couple days ago. And there's the vanilla. And those won't hurt anything. In fact, they'll blend right in with the chocolate, and you won't even notice them when you're eating those brownies.
Because they're brown just like the brownies.
I threw in the vinegar. I'm still mixing it with the whisk.
Yes. Maybe we could have our guests do something exciting, Mary. What
I just like how it looks like a snowflake. Yes. Do it eagerly. Do it, yeah.
He needs to impress his friends here. Let's make sure that we make his time worthwhile, Mary.
Nice.
I'm just going to scoop that up and throw it in.
The nice thing about brown sugar is you can pack it up real nice just like a snowball.
See, we like to fix our mistakes on camera for you. It makes the show a little more exciting.
I'm going to do this a little more carefully this
time. Ron, do you cook at home?
Occasionally, I cook.
Yeah. Do you bake? Are you a baker?
I like to bake occasionally, yes.
Yes. Do you make special things for your loved ones?
Yeah, I make special things.
Get down to the bottom there, Ron.
That was a loaded question, I guess.
All right.
I have no loved ones.
He's doing a nice job stirring. See how nicely blended that is?
Oh, and look at it. He does it with such serious intention, too.
It makes a nice pattern. I like that whisk.
Beat the tofu.
All right. Stop beating it now.
Okay, all
It's
right.
okay.
That's nice. He's
That's real
very,
nice. Okay.
very eager here.
Now we're
okay.
going to throw together all of that. Well, let's leave that for a second.
Okay.
Let's throw
Mary?
together all the dry stuff.
Okay.
There's the flour, not yet that.
Okay.
These two things, though.
Okay.
The baking soda.
Mary, why are we using soda and baking powder?
I have no idea, but they both make it rise.
Is it maybe because there's no eggs in this particular
Yeah,
recipe? And
that's
it might
one
be
of the
like
reasons.
the secret combination to make this little brownie thing
Well,
rise
I
a bit?
think one or the other would do it, but they must work better together for this. Now, what I'm doing with this
that's a really
cocoa powder,
scientific answer.
because this
Okay.
cocoa powder I had was really lumpy, is I'm putting it in here just so it all mixes together better and doesn't leave me with lumps
Oh,
later.
look at that. It's so
And
sheer.
it'll go right through.
Could use
And
some
you can also
nylon to
take a
do the
stir.
same thing, maybe.
And you can stir it through, too. And it just makes it so it's, powdery on the other
Yeah.
end.
Okay. So that's just kind of like sifting, but without the sifter.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, you don't really need to buy a sifter when you can get one of these for 50 cents at the thrift store.
Exactly. Exactly.
Genevieve knows all about
I
thrift
know.
stores.
Being that I work for one.
Whoa, sorry. We're going to mix that together. I did that same thing yesterday when I made this. I
Someone's
splashed
gonna
it.
make me sneeze.
Yeah, it's
Wouldn't
real
that be
powdery,
pretty?
huh?
Don't worry, I won't sneeze in our food tonight. At least I'll try not to.
Oh, gee, Genevieve, I hope not. Okay. Ron, you want to keep stirring?
Yes,
Okay, now
I
run
will stir.
gently. Start gently. We want to
Okay.
work up to a nice, smooth, rich kind of
Non-lumpy
brownie batter.
batter.
Non-lumpy. Okay, go ahead and get a little more vigorous. Yes. I love
If you want to
V
use
words.
the whisk, you can. You want to use the whisk?
Yeah. What is it?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a
You
let's
guys don't fight each other with
Yeah.
each other.
Here, I'll take that.
Let's try a
I'll
war.
take that.
Yeah.
Okay, slow, fast, slow, slow.
Okay,
Hey,
let's
Jerry,
Slow
give
and
me that
fast.
spray.
Certainly.
Okay.
You want to spray it?
Sure thing. Look,
We're
we
gonna
can do
spray
two
now.
things at once on our show.
Woo!
And I can
Get that
even-
thing away from the camera lens.
I've greased up the
I'll
camera
just screw it
guy.
around with my fingers a little bit.
I love Valentine's Day. It's got to be one of my favorite holidays, I must say.
Let's see if I
I'm
can scoop a little bit
expecting
more of
great
this
things
stuff
this
in.
Valentine's Day. Right, Sweet Pea?
Okay, Ron's doing a real nice job of mixing that in there.
Oh, it's almost smooth.
Okay, let's throw that in the pan.
Okay. That's the thing about making brownies is it's really pretty easy, but you can always impress.
Oh, cameraman's causing a ruckus.
Oh, gosh. All that noise, all that
Wah,
noise.
wah, wah.
This is going to be great. And we have a little surprise topping for these brownies today. In fact, it's going to be quite special. The reason
Yes.
we're starting with the brownies first, we're doing 4 dishes for the show, is simply because the brownies take longer to cook. And any good cook or any novice cook needs to know that you want to have your hot dishes hot. So you're going to prepare those last, those that can't
Yeah.
sit for a while.
And baked things tend to need to cool.
Yes, and baked things need to cool, so we're going to let those sit, put a nice ganache on top later. We'll tell you what a ganache is later in the show. And we'll go over that recipe with you a little bit later when we finally put the ganache on top of the cooled brownies. Our next dish, I think, is going to be the salad, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I believe you're right, if you're
Yeah.
not mistaken.
If I'm not mistaken, yes. Look at
You
that. How
spread
long
the
are we going
salad
to bake
here?
those for?
About 25 minutes
25?
at 350.
Okay. And you'll want to check that periodically.
Right.
So just make sure that they don't burn. That's the main thing.
And they want to be slightly firm when you pull them out and tap them on the top. Just press on it. Make sure it's like about the same consistency at the edges.
What do you
And I'm
think, Ron?
smoothing
How's
it
that
now.
batter?
Ron likes the batter, I think.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, lick it, baby.
Oh,
lick
he's
it.
a licker. Here, Ron,
He's
I
a
can give you
lover
a
and
better
a
one.
licker.
Here you go.
This is very yummy.
Here you go.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, give it a big lick. Give it a big lick, baby.
Into the
Oh,
oven.
very nice.
And we'll show you how to make that
delicious.
icing.
Stay tuned for the next dish.
And no eggs. Can you believe it?
Part 2 of the chocolate brownie bars.
That's right. And this
That would
is
be the
simple
ganache part. What is a ganache, Mary? Can you say?
Kind of like icing, but I think in like real life, it has butter in it. And so this is
In
not
real
butter
life?
at all. Like not in real life, but in like the non-vegetarian world, the people eat butter.
It's very
which I love
rich,
butter,
then.
and it's very rich. Yeah,
Yeah.
right, Ron? Didn't
Butter
you
is
ever make some recently?
Oh,
That
yes.
has butter in it?
Yes.
Yes.
They were very, very tasty.
So how do we
Alright.
melt the
This is
chocolate,
gonna do-
Mary?
Well, it's very simple, and you know, this only has two things. It has the rest of the tofu from our brownies out of the box. We use a portion of it for the brownie, the rest of it for the ganache. Then we also have some bittersweet chocolate, most of which is a
chunk.
chunk chocolate,
Giant
some
chunk.
bulk, and then I threw in some chocolate chips to make up the weight because we needed, like, you know, a specific amount.
Personally, I think ganache is just a fancy word for icing in French. That's my personal belief.
Lift that pan for a second, Genevieve.
Okay.
Let's show the folks. We have some simmering water,
Yes.
and that's what we're putting our chocolate over.
And the reason that we're not directly putting the chocolate on direct heat is because chocolate will scorch. Is that correct? I think that's right. Good question, Ron.
Yes.
For not asking it.
Very
Right.
scientific, Genevieve.
So this will take about, what, 10 minutes to melt, maybe?
Oh, yeah, maybe even less. It's actually pretty quick. Probably about 5. So we'll see in a minute, because it won't seem like that to you.
In
You're
TV
at home.
time, it'll be instantaneous.
That's right. Magic. Melted chocolate. It is delicious. We actually got some really nice chocolate.
So glossy
So-
and smooth.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Genevieve, you mentioned something about this that was a good point, or someone did, about it being
Oh, yeah.
easily melted in the microwave.
Can't you do
Yes.
this in the microwave?
You can. If
Like
you'll
50%
notice that
power, maybe?
we don't have a microwave on the all-you-can-stomach set because
Low tech.
we're low tech.
Yeah, microwaves are way too high
plates
tech.
and
Way too
stuff.
high tech.
Yeah. Besides, you really don't need one, really.
No.
No, I prefer a toaster oven for like a little mini. We got a little skip. I'm gonna go take care of that.
Great.
Go ahead and
I'll add
the
this.
chocolate in here, and
Wonderful.
then just mush it up, Ron.
Okay, Ron, we're going to take over the show here for a moment while Mary
Oh.
fixes our music.
And takes off
Okay,
one. Just put
Ron.
I just let this happen.
Ron, you're no help right now. Okay, I'm going to be on this. Oh, Mary's back in the scene, and all is well.
It's gonna take less than a minute. Now dump that in there.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Oh, I dumped this in
Dump
here.
mix.
Well,
Yeah.
listen to me. I wasn't even listening. Okay. All right. It's really kind of hard to do it from this angle, but that's
I'll help
okay.
you.
It looks really pretty.
Look how shiny and delicious and chocolatey, like a chocolate
Well, and
river.
this is actually so much more healthy than a typical high butterfat
brownie. Yeah.
Yeah.
You folks at home, when you make this recipe, you'll be using a half a stick of margarine in a whole recipe of brownies, and no eggs whatsoever. We're doing the fighting spoon looking
Jenny
right.
Craig's gonna love that.
dueling utensils down here.
That's right. Check that
Cameraman.
one.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah?
Yeah.
My side's gonna be mixed faster than yours.
Not if I steal all yours.
And Ron's gonna take the pan and lick it now.
Oh,
Because he's a
sorry about that.
professional licker.
He is our liquor, our skillet liquor. Go skillet liquor.
All right, you know what?
yes.
We're going to go over this recipe for you, and then we're going to get to the next dish, which would be that charming
That's right.
salad.
Because all we're doing with this is letting it sit.
Yeah, and then we're going to wait for the brownies to cook.
Oh, I thought you were just taking a photo. I didn't know you were. Something about brownies. Yes, Cow Down chocolate brownie bars. And they have frosting. Yes, they do. Here's a cup of pureed silken tofu. You take one of those aseptic boxes and just puree it in your food processor or blender. A tablespoon of distilled white vinegar. 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. A half a stick of margarine melted. And a teaspoon of vanilla. Those are all the wet ingredients. Put those together in a medium bowl and mix them up. Then the dry ingredients are a half a cup of flour, a half a cup of cocoa powder. You might want to sift that if it's lumpy. 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon, excuse me, of baking powder, and you mix all those together. And then you mix the wet with the dry, stir them up, put them in a pan, bake them at 350 for about 25 minutes. Your pan for this recipe would be an 8x8 pan or a cake pan. The frosting consists of 1/4 to a half a cup of pureed silken tofu, whatever you have left basically, a half a cup of chopped bittersweet or semi-sweet chocolate, that's 2 3/4 ounce. And that's all you know. You can go more or less. Put that on top when it's mostly cooled, spread it around, and it's delicious. I'm serious. It's good. There goes the buzzer now. Shall we see? We can give that another minute. That was like hearts.
Yeah, we're
Champagne
gonna
and
make like
strawberries.
little champagne
brownies.
Oh, this is so gonna be so pretty. Look, folks, this is so easy. You can specialize anything. Oh, hey, would you pour me a glass, please?
Oh,
Thank you,
yeah.
camera guy. You're so on top
didn't
of
really
it.
follow through with that champagne act very well, did we?
We didn't, but you know what we've been doing all night is just adding a teaspoon of raspberry puree
I'll
to
get
this.
that in a second.
Oh.
Excellent.
Right this second.
Camera guy, do you need one to eat or what?
I'm looking
It's
for
actually-
a heart. I wasn't having any luck.
There you go.
See,
There's your
check it out, the
hot. There's
concentrate.
your hot, camera guy.
All right.
Genevieve, would you like some red?
I would love some red,
raspberry?
please. Thank you. We're putting a little.
You already have that.
This is a wonderful Valentine idea for you and your
Really
special
risky doing it
Valentine.
over the brownies. too.
Yes.
What are you doing?
We're adding this raspberry juice concentrate, and we're putting it in our champagne to make it red and festive. See?
Because we're all about festive on
And
this show.
Genevieve is putting these red festive strawberries on our festive brownies. Are they cut all the way through or just lines?
Oh, they're pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, they're cut all the way through, by the way.
Cool.
I did do that.
Nice and neat.
Yeah, and now Mary